Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to F1 Championship Edition. Yes, we're back here ready for the Großer Preis von Deutschland, otherwise known as the German Grand Prix here at Hockenheim. If you missed out on the last video that went live last week from Circuit Paul Ricard, not Paul Ricard even, that's modern F1 games. If you missed out on the last video from Magny-Cours at the French Grand Prix, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. Michael Schumacher still leads the way, 6 points clear ahead of Fernando Alonso, but things, yeah, those two are just starting to stretch their legs against everybody else. Felipe Massa pretty safe in P3 right now, ahead of Jenson Button and Juan Pablo Montoya there. Giancarlo Fisichella still down in 6th place ahead of Jarno Trulli. We are still down in 22nd place overall in the championship. I just need one big result, you know, towards the end of the season. But, you know, we've got the Hungaroring coming up. That's normally a good track for us. We've got Shanghai as well. That will hopefully be a good track for us as well. But yeah, this weekend though, Hockenheim is the last circuit I haven't driven on yet inside this kind of revamped series on the game. But of course, if you're new, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed to the channel. We are trying to hit 6,000 subs at the moment. But yeah, let's head out then onto the circuit and hopefully we can see the checkered flag.
Welcome to the home of the German Grand Prix Hockenheim. Qualifying is about to start, and after the first 15-minute session, the slowest 6 cars will take their place at the back of the grid in tomorrow's race.
Well, I think first and foremost this weekend that I'm hoping at the very least that it stays dry here at the Hockenheim Ring. Often it's felt like in years gone by on this game that we end up with a lot of wet races around this venue, so just hoping, yeah, this one we don't end up with too much trouble. Obviously we've got 7 rounds to go of the season, including this one. I want to see the checkered flag in at least 5 of them. I think trying to finish at Japan is always quite a tricky one, and I'm sure we'll get something bad happen to us somewhere else between now and the end of the campaign. But yeah, the reason why, you know, other teams aren't really offering us contracts is we've got pace. You know, I think we've proven that time and time again, but we just lack consistency still, and well, pace without consistency in Formula 1 is pretty much useless. So we head out then into our first lap of Q1 though. I'm not expecting this track to be particularly strong for us, so if we make Q2 I'll be pretty happy. There's one of the Toyotas then coming out onto the circuit, he'll let me by. Would he dive bomb me though immediately in the next corner? Apparently not. Oh no, just ran wide through the final corners. That'll invalidate our first lap then. Well, there we go, we've clearly got pace over UGE there though. We would have gone 1.8 seconds quicker than him. So, yeah, 1 minute 17 is definitely doable. Oh, Zap Villeneuve then, oh, he had set the benchmark. David Coulthard now has gone over a second clear of the Canadians. So I think we want to be aiming for like a mid-17 if we were to get into Q2 here. I think if we absolutely nailed it, we could get close.
He won't be very happy with that at all. The car was all over the place.
Just trying not to run wide through that final corner as we will do a 1:17.4 then. A second away from Coulthard. But that was pretty good there, as that's kind of the line you have to do through turn 1. Basically just trying to drift it through. Well, there we go, though. We have just snuck into Q2, P15 at the end of the session. Mark Webber will be out in Q1, so he'll be pretty disappointed with that one. We did go over a second clear of Thiago Montero, though, so I guess we can be pretty happy with that. Well, getting ready then for our first run in Q2. Like I said, I've got no real expectation that we'll see Q3 here. So as long as we can try and just do another low to mid-17, I'll be pretty happy. Oh, lines like that, though, at turn 1 will not help us. But we will just, like, keep the lap going and try to get a bit of slipstream off. I believe that's a BAR in front. Don't know whether that's Button or Barrichello. But hopefully, this lap so far is not going the way I wanted it to. Well, our first lap, that was about a 1 minute 18, so I'm hoping on this second time round we can find a lot of time there. We're 1.6 seconds up at the moment, but the final sector I did nail. Oh, a little bit of an error there. Do a bit of rally cross down in towards the final couple of corners. So try and make our way through the Sachs curve then. You can see we are right on the cusp at the moment. We're still waiting for some other lap times to come through. This final sector this time round has been a complete write-off, so all that time I've found, well, going to slowly bleed away. It's an 18.0, but there's another second in it. There's only just over a second covering our top 10 at the moment. There's definitely not a chance we make it to Q3. Oh!
He won't be very happy with that time at all. The car was all over the place.
I just wanted to try and improve the run, and it's all gone wrong right at the end. I think we're going to be lining up here P16, but looking at the gaps, I think P40 might have been all we could ever do.
You join us for what is bound to be an action-packed German Grand Prix, coming to you from the world-famous Hockenheim circuit. The drivers like the Hockenheim circuit because it produces some great racing. Rubens Barrichello has good memories of this track because he won his first race here back in the year 2000. Unbelievably, he qualified for the race way back in 18th place. It's a clear day here at the moment, good visibility for the drivers. Lining up on pole is Fernando Alonso. Second on the grid is Michael Schumacher. They're followed by Giancarlo Fisichella in third. Fourth is Kimi Raikkonen. Montoya takes fifth. Felipe Massa takes sixth. Jarno Trulli lines up in seventh. Jenson Button rounds off the top eight.
Well, I've opted for a lot of fuel in the car, like I said, just because it seems like you get a lot of changeable conditions here at the Hockenheim ring. It is dry for the start though, which I guess is going to be nice. Turn 1 here is always chaos. The AI combined with that tricky first corner. But you can tell just how high a level Alonso and Schumacher are operating on at the moment. Identical times in qualifying in the end. But it is Alonso that is on pole position. Our engineer there just yakking on in the background. I wish you could tell him just to be quiet a little bit more inside this game. We need to get a little bit more temperature in those rear tyres. But surviving turn 1 is no easy feat here.
Well, pressure looks good, temperature looks good, everything's ready to go. Good luck with the first part of the race. See you at the first pit stop.
Right, waiting in for those last couple of cars to line up. Come on, let's do this thing.
Seconds to go before we're racing. You can really feel the tension. Go, go, go!
Oh, we responded pretty well to the lights. Oh, a lot of bunching up though.
To a lightning start. So does Fisichella. Here they come into the first turn.
Almost into the back of that BMW Sauber there, Nick Heidfeld, but we've had a pretty good getaway then, gaining up a few places before we even got into turn 1. Just try and cover the inside line, defend from the AI through the next couple of corners.
Tyres have reached a good heat and grip level should be pretty good.
So happy with the start then, but again, you know, we're not going to have the pace, I don't believe, to fight for points today. So it is all about just survival early on. We've still only beaten, I believe, one car all season that obviously we've actually beaten to the checkered flag. So I want to start trying to do a bit more of that in the second half of the campaign. But I mean, look at all this bunching up. What on earth is going on? Down in towards the end of Sector 2. Oh, Toyota's gone.
It's Schumacher. It's a retirement and a very unsatisfactory end to his race. Barrichello
No idea where we're going.
That as well. He seems to have got away with no damage though. Very lucky indeed.
Yeah, Barrichello was lucky there, but that was all on Ralf Schumacher. Just sent it far too aggressive on the way in. We will get around the outside of Nick Heidfeld though. Very, very rare that you actually see a crash right in front of you on this game. But always scary when you do. As we are then just in P10 at the end of lap 1. So we have gained a lot of spots. But now it's just about settling in. I mean, this is the other problem we've got. We've got no straight line speed against the AI down in towards the hairpin, as I think we're going to get dived by Nick Heidfeld there. Has to back out of it on the exit. German driver, German team. They'll be wanting a good weekend. No, 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 no. Avoid the wall, thank you. That corner, every time, you just cannot do anything about it. Sometimes it's just going to spin you out, and you've just got to try to avoid having an even bigger crash.
Alonso leads. Michael Schumacher is in second. Third. Fourth is Raikkonen. Felipe Massa is fifth.
Well, that was a bit scary. Oil down at turn 1. Mark Webber, his terrible weekend coming to an end. I've got no idea, though, how we didn't get spun out, because I went right through that on the apex of turn 1. I mean, that just gives you an idea of how evil this game is, though. Of course, that oil is still down on the next lap, so, you know, everybody else can go through it completely fine. I've got to take the widest berth ever through turn 1, but we're pretty comfortable in P15 right now, so hoping we get a few more drivers with mechanical issues. I think our best result this year has been 15th place, so We're just settling in.
I believe we have an accident at Sachs. It's Liuzzi. That's the end of his race today, and he will be devastated. Sato was also involved in that clash. It looks like he's got away scot-free.
No idea then what's happening behind me, but I'm happy just to be pulling away from them. Gap to Sato now up to 4 seconds. We're not actually losing that much to Villeneuve either, but I'm just not convinced I can consistently take pace out of him. In my ideal world, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Martin Brundle will come over telling us rain's expected later on in the race, because, yeah, we've got a lot of fuel still. Oh, no, we've got more oil down somewhere. No idea where it is, though. So someone, I think, has broken down in front. There it is. Well, I'm happy that it wasn't on the apex of turn 1, but who is it? Oh! I think that's... Well,
With that incident over, he's out of the race. Unlucky. It was Trulli who was also involved in that. It doesn't look too bad, but his front wing has taken a hit. He should be able to continue
car
after he
apparently
pits
broken
for a new
down.
nose.
There's another one gone then, so chaos starting to ensue here. I think what had happened, Villeneuve had broken down, tried to pull out of the way, and then Jarno Trulli making his way out of the pit lane there. Obviously, you know, he couldn't go around him, because obviously he'd risk jumping over the white line, but chaos suddenly unfolding, and we are gaining some freebies. We got more oil down. Surely we haven't had another one go up in smoke as well then. Is it just the same bit of oil? No, I think it might be a car behind me. Oh, there it is. We went straight over that, but luckily no problems. And I mean, we're almost back into the top 10 here. Seems like a lot of cars have suddenly dropped out. Well, I believe our teammate is still running around them, but right at the rear of the field at the moment. We've got David Coulthard breathing down the neck. But I've requested to dive into the pit lane at the end of this lap. Just because I think Scott Speed, he could be a rival towards the end of this GP. Nice and easy.
Fisichella is second, Alonso third, Massa fourth. He's up from fifth, Kimi Raikkonen fifth. That's a gain of 1 place. Montoya sixth, seventh is Button, and Barrichello is in eighth.
And I'm hoping we can hang on to a decent position by the end of this race. Let's try and get a good pit stop though. Come on. Come on. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, that's going to really cost us 11 seconds by the time we make our way out the pit lane. Now we've got to be careful not to go outside the white line, as there goes Jarno Trulli back past me then. So we're back down to P14.
Wait till they're green and you have optimum traction.
But could we keep up with Jarno towards the end? I'm not convinced.
One of the BMWs has taken a bite out of the safety barrier. It's Heidfeld! He's sustained quite a bit of damage to his rear wing there. He may be able to get it back to the pits and replace it, but it's going to cost him a lot of time. Well, he's clearly going to have to retire from that incident today.
Well, that should promote us up then into P13 of this Grand Prix, but I've never heard that commentary bite inside this game as well. I mean, I've played this game now for a couple of years, and well, it continues still to surprise me with random hidden features and things like that. So hopefully we're going to be up into unlucky P13, but we're just trying to hold off Scott Speed towards the end. A bit like Indianapolis then a couple of weeks ago. I'm hoping it's going to be very, very tight between myself and Michael Schumacher towards the checkered flag here as to whether we'll go a lap down or not. Of course, if he puts a lap on Scott Speed, then that works really nicely for us, because if we can just make it to that last lap, then I know we can't finish worse than 13th. Looks like Scott Speed then has been lapped, so the gap's going to open up even more then here. We've just got to try and defend from Schumacher. You know what I mean? Not really defend from him, but trying to stay ahead of him. We've got a good kind of 5-6 seconds though, so I think we should hopefully be safe. Well, I said coming into this weekend then, we just need to start making sure that we see the checkered flag, and the results will hopefully come to us, and hopefully as long as we don't do anything stupid through this final sector, as long as we get onto that last lap ahead of Michael, we are going to finish P13 in this Grand Prix. It's still, not a huge result or anything like that, but it might just bump us up the order on countback against a couple of other drivers as well then. But Schumacher for Ferrari is going to extend his World Championship lead with victory at home.
Michael Schumacher powers across the line to take top spot on the podium. Fisichella will finish the race in second.
I believe, yeah, Alonso will come through for P3, so it means that Schumacher's gap at the top of the table has now been extended up to 10 points there, so that's pretty good. Felipe Massa in 4th, ahead of, I believe, Montoya. Actually, I think it's both McLarens, isn't it? I think it might be Raikkonen and then Montoya. So, yeah, your top 4 teams overall finishing top 4 in the Grand Prix today. There was a fair bit of chaos further behind, but, yeah, sadly, when it doesn't affect any of the big runners, it kind of still limits our ability to kind of get surprise results inside this game. But I'm sure the German will be very, very happy. I'm just kind of exploring track limits here on this last lap. I'm even going to get a slowdown right at the end. Of course I will as well. But as we make our way then in towards the final few corners, I believe my best result up to this point was 15th place a few rounds ago. I can't remember where we finished in Indy. It might have been 15th again. But we've just got to keep seeing the checkered flag in the second half of the year and hopefully get a better job offer. You know, even the likes of a BMW or a Williams ready for Season 3. Through the final corner, though, we survived the German Grand Prix here at the Hockenheim Ring. I'm pretty happy.
It's been a captivating weekend here at Hockenheim. Plenty of action, plenty of surprises. It's been typical of the type of racing we get here. I've enjoyed it enormously, and we hope you have too. Next stop on the Formula 1 circus is just 7 days away, with a trip to the tight and twisting Hungaroring, 19 kilometres outside of Budapest. We look forward to you joining us there for the action. See you next week. Goodbye.
Well, like we said then, yeah, it was just your big 4 teams that were able to score points this weekend. Only Felipe Massa that was a little way away from his teammate when all is said and done. But both BMWs, they'll be really gutted with that at the end of the weekend. The Toyota of Ralf Schumacher, the Williams of Webber, Liuzzi and Yuji Ide all failing to see the checkered flag there. But finishing on the lead lap, I think we should be pretty happy with as well. Schumacher, like we said, now a 10-point buffer at the top of the table ahead of Alonso. Massa still 12 clear of Giancarlo Fisichella there, who jumps both Montoya and Jenson Button. Jarno Trulli down into 9th place overall in the World Championship. But because of the count back, we're now ahead of Christian Albers, so I guess that's a good thing as well. Slowly moving our way up the order. Constructors-wise, Ferrari still with a bit of a buffer ahead of Renault. McLaren now re-jump Honda as well, as a lot of the other runners are all pretty stable. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon, ready at the Hungaroring.